I am seeing so many new names on the Success Club board. It is really awesome. So just to celebrate the two people that have hit Success Club already, it would be Jared and Emily. And we have all these others on the Success Club board. So we have Sybil, Bobby, Andrea, Jason, Carrie, Allison, Adrian, Tamara, Janine, Heather McCrae, and Gabby. Awesome. It's 2 weeks in to the month, and I mean, if you're already on the board, there should be absolutely no reason why you don't get Success Club. And if you're not on the board, there should be no reason why you don't get Success Club, just because, you know, this is what the whole business is about. It's a line for you to grow your business. And yeah, everybody can do it. You got, I think, like 17 more days to get it done. So today we're going to talk about time management, because it is, oh, hold the phone. Hold on. We have some new emeralds. Molly made emeralds. She's not going to be on the call. I would like to celebrate with her, but Molly made emeralds. She'll be, see that in her back office tomorrow. If you don't know, Thursdays is normally the day that it officially goes emerald. That means our own Yesenia will make diamonds. So everybody give a shout out to Yesenia. And, you know, I don't know what happens, but I swear, like, my house falls apart when I get on the team calls. Like, Brylan's just knocking down vacuum cleaners. It's crazy. It's just crazy here. So, huge shout out to Yesenia, who's been working diligently on getting diamond rank for a while now. Another big thing that you guys, I don't know if your coaches have told you, but we do a retreat for our diamonds. The first year we went to Venice, California, and we just happened to meet up with, I don't know if you guys know him. He is a celebrity trainer for The Biggest Loser. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? Somebody, I could think of handsome face, but no name. Anyways, well, we got to meet him, hang out with him, hang out with Barbie, do really cool stuff. The next year we went to Bend, Oregon, and sit down with that, please. We went whitewater rafting. It's really just a time that we get together and we celebrate our hard work as a team. Last year we went to Costa Rica, and it was amazing. So this year we're also going to Costa Rica. So if you make diamond by December 31st, and trust me, I've seen people do it in 60 days. It's, do you want it? Your lodging, your food, one excursion will all be paid for, and we'll be staying at a really sweet resort in Costa Rica. Now, it's been said that children are welcomed. They're $25 per night, which is something that you'll have to do. You'll have to do that. But if you make diamond, your sponsor is going to be paying for you to go to Costa Rica. You just have to get your own airfare there, which I went last year. Beautiful. It's just something that you just don't want to miss it, because it's really amazing there, and you're going to be with like-minded people, and you're going to look back at your hard work over the year and think, wow, it really was worth it. Because I know there's a lot of times that we go on or we work our butts off, and it doesn't feel like, you know, it's worth it. Maybe you don't see it in your paycheck. Maybe you don't see it because people tell you no. Maybe your coaches are constantly like just really not doing anything, or you're not getting as many people as you want. Just know that it's really worth it, and that gives you some time to reflect, and it gives you time to like really set goals and see that it can happen. And not only that, you get to see that, you know, you'll be able to host these for your coaches one day, and how awesome is that? You know, I never thought that I would be doing that, but next year I'll be hosting my first retreat, and it'll be in Costa Rica, which is awesome. So again, if you want more information, we'll be putting that out. The key thing to know is that you have to be diamond by December 31st. If you want your spouse to go, make sure they're a coach. Get them to diamond. I had to do that my first year. Liz, we lived in Japan. My coach was like, if you want your husband to go to the Bahamas with you, you need to do X, Y, Z. And basically that was earn enough Success Club points, get to diamond, and make it happen so I can invite him as my guest, which was a Success Club trip, a different trip. But I'm just saying, and if you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. So now I'll get on to time management. So time management is something that a lot of people say that they struggle with. They basically will make comments like, I'm really bad with time, I'm so busy, I don't have time to do this, you know, all these different excuses. If you believe that you have a lack of time, you're right. It's just that simple. Whatever you believe about any subject, if you believe that you don't have enough money, if you believe that life is boring, I don't know, just whatever you believe, you're right. You're totally right. And it's that cliche saying that Henry Ford said, if you think, oh crap, what is it? How does it go now? Whatever you think, anyways, look it up. Google the quote. It's pretty famous. I can't remember it. And I was about to bust out with some cliche saying and I can't remember what it was. Wow. Now it's going to bother me. If someone finds it, text it. So take two people. Guarantee there is someone just like you in Beachbody. There's somebody with a deployed spouse, 4 kids that homeschools. There is somebody that has a young infant that they just moved. Their husband's in military or in a police field. There's somebody that's a personal trainer. There's somebody that works at the post office. Guaranteed there's someone just like you in Beachbody making stuff happen with their business because their mindset. So again, you take somebody that's you, or you take somebody that's just like you. One person's going to be really successful. The other person is going to always feel panicked and rushed and like feel like they never have time. And all that is mindset. Like you really have to understand that if your mindset is negative, guess what? Everything you do with your business and your life, the way you react to your kids, your marriage, everything is going to follow the way that you feel about that. So you have to really change your mindset. This is your life. Like people don't want to take it that serious, and it's kind of sad because it's like we're here on this earth and we just live life. The normal thing is what? To go to school, to go to college, to get a job. If you don't go to college, it's just to get a job. Sometimes it's living paycheck to paycheck, and people just are like, you know, well, that's life. That's the cards I was dealt. But it doesn't have to be that way. Like this is literally your life. You can do anything that you want with it, but you have to get over your excuses of not having enough time. And it doesn't matter where you're at now. If you work full time now, if you have 18 kids, if you are a part of the Sister Wives and you have to keep up with them too, whatever it is, like you can make time to make your reality happen. It's just giving up some of those things that you make time for that are relaxing, or you know what, you know, do you guys see what I'm saying? Like it's going to take time. No matter how busy you are, you can work on your dreams. It's just, are you going to do it? Most people will settle for, I'm too busy, and what happens? They get off of work and they want to relax, so they come home, they sit in front of the TV after they've had dinner, and that's how they spend their evenings. And guess what? Dreams are not going to come true like that. Like they're just not. Like you really have to change the way you spend your free time if you're really that busy of a person. If you want Beachbody to work, if you want other things in your life, whatever it is. So one of the first steps you can take is like making a decision. If you've decided, I want Beachbody to work, I'm going to make this happen. It's not how am I going to make this happen. It's just that you've decided that you are going to make it happen. Once you decide that, you've already put the wheels in motion that you have the ability to make it work. Therefore, you're going to make time for it. Just like when you make time for having kids, it's not an option. You decided to have children. You have children. You have to make the time for them. That decision with Beachbody, it's the same thing. It's just you have the option to opt out of Beachbody. Some people opt out of having their kids. I was raised in foster home, so I know my mom did it. She opted out to not be a parent for a while. But you know, we don't see our Beachbody business as being that serious as being a parent, and it really should be. Like, we should really think of it like that. It's kind of like this RV thing that Jared and I are doing. We're selling all of our stuff. Like, literally, we have to be out of this apartment on October 27th. So we have decided that we don't want to be homeless, and we have decided that we don't want to be squatting in this apartment. So we have to get the ball rolling to make everything happen. So take your business with that kind of decision, or whatever it is, finances, getting out of debt. You know, I'm all about, like, I think it's great if you want to work Beachbody, and the people that are here obviously want to work the business. Not saying that the people that aren't here, I know there's some people in Vegas right now, including my husband, who should be on this call but is not on this call. You know, they're doing what they have to do. But you know, you have decided, you are here. I see all of you participating in your business in one way or another, and now it's just, you know, getting the wheels in motion and making it happen, not doubting yourself. It's like, if you decide you're going to make this happen with Beachbody, whatever making it happen means to you, then you've decided it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how long will it take, and that's totally up to you. I see some coaches dive right in, and they're starting off with their business like hot, and believing in themselves and getting people to join and showing them that, you know, the most successful coaches have approached people. Like, I remember Scotty Hobbs saying, if you don't know who Scotty Hobbs is, you should look him up. But not only is he a $1 million earner, he also retired his mom and I think his dad and some other people in his family, because he signed them up under them. And so now he's got all these people in his family that are making 6 figures a year because he decided he was going to make it happen. And he would tell people, hey, I started doing this thing. I really love it. I believe in it. I really don't know what I'm doing. Do you want to do it with me? And people just love the honesty. They don't love that whole, like, this is what you have to do, and you have to become an Emerald coach, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. They don't like that. They want to believe in something and follow you know, something that is going to serve better. Rylan, turn it off, please. Turn it off. So for you to get that mindset, like, have you ever thought with Beachbody, like, how awesome is it going to be to be a 6-figure earner? Or I keep going back to this RV thing, but I think about the freedom that we're about to have of traveling the U.S., of homeschooling my son, like being a part of just that close to my family. I think about that. And when you think about something that makes you that happy, there's like this, I don't know, maybe a butterfly feeling, or it's some kind of emotion that gets stirred up. Like, that's that kind of emotion that you need to have when you're working your business. There has to be a reason why you're doing this. For me, it's because I can do those things. Like, I can go full-time RV, whereas I hear people saying all the time, oh, that's something I dream of. And I tell them, is it really? Are you going to make it happen? Or are you just telling me that's one of your dreams that's never going to happen? And I've been honest with people like that before, because we don't listen to what we're saying to ourselves. We're basically saying that our dreams can't come true. Oh, that would be cool, but I can never do that, you know? So have that, like, whatever it is for you, if it's paying off debt, what is that feeling going to feel like when you pay off that debt? Is that going to be awesome or what? If it's paying off a mortgage, what's that going to feel like to pocket all of your paychecks instead of seeing it go, you know, to a bank? I don't know if you've ever like looked at your mortgage statement, which I'm not going to accuse anybody of not doing it, but at one point in time, I seen that I was paying like 3/4 of it was going to interest. So basically, like more than half of that wasn't even going to paying off my home. And I was like, wow, like how awesome would it be to just own this and not have to pay somebody, you know, and it's not even going towards my home. So whatever that feeling is, you have to all know why you're doing this. Obviously, you're not just going to get up and do it if you don't like doing it. There's a reason behind it that's making you want to do this, make this business work for you. So be very clear. Also get clear on your negative thoughts. Like, are you one of those people that's just like, ugh, I'm so busy, I don't have time for this? Like, I have seriously heard people say it. And I am like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, you don't. Because you've already made up your mind that you don't have time for it. I've heard some of our own coaches, they're like, I have my kids' games, I have this, I have that, I have work. You know, they have all these reasons, and I'm not gonna say, you know, that they're not busy, but I can't argue with somebody that's telling me they're too busy to work their business because they've already made up their mind that they don't want it to work. So if you're one of those people, change that mindset. Yes, you're busy. We're all busy. Like, we all have kids, jobs, husbands, cats. I don't know. Lots of people spend a lot of time with their cats. So maybe you're one of those people that's like, I'm really dedicated to my cat. So we're all busy is what I'm getting to. So change that mindset and saying, I'm so busy, because usually that's what it follows with. Like, you've ever asked somebody like, how are you doing? And they're like, you know, and you're like, oh God, you know, like just that negative voice. And it comes to the point where you're like, you don't even want to ask them questions anymore because you know something negative is going to come from their mouth. They have to change that mindset. So instead of saying I'm busy or I can't find the time, say, my life is full of things that I really enjoy doing. Because if you tell yourself that, you're going to make time for more things that you enjoy doing. So it's all in mindset. Or one thing I have to catch myself saying is, I'm a terrible procrastinator. I suck at focusing. Like, that's my big thing, is I really have in the past struggled with being focused. I'm the 80 different web browser pages, clicking back and forth, being overwhelmed, sitting at a table for 5 hours and probably only doing 30 minutes worth of work. And my husband is like, why do you do that to yourself? Because he's very focused and he's really good at being focused. So catch yourself with just saying, I suck at this, or I stink at this, or I'm easily distracted, or I used to make the joke, I'll be like, squirrel, you know, because that was my personality. But I no longer like say those things about myself. Like, I tell myself, my story to myself is, I'm very focused. I work, you know, I've changed my schedule to work with my mindset, and I'm getting more accomplished. Hi. So think about that and change your mindset. If you have to tell yourself, I have an amazing ability to focus, I have a life full of things I love doing, like, those are just ways to start doing that. So basically, you know, time is always available if you have something that you want to do. Have you noticed that you find time to do stuff that you want to do? I mean, there's obviously things that you have to do that you find time to do, like paying your bills, because that, you know, not having electricity or internet or cable or whatever it is that you pay for, you're going to know when you didn't make the time to do it, because they're just going to come shut it off. So you're going to have to make the time to do it. But just for the things that you love doing, if you've had a busy week and you're one that likes to get a pedicure, you're going to find time to do it. So, like, make sure you tell yourself that time is always available. So if you hear your coach, if you hear yourself, if you hear your upline, if you hear anybody, sorry. No, it's not inappropriate. Cheers, Sybil. So if you hear anybody saying it, help them to correct their mindset too. Just because I wish that people would have helped me to correct it, because life is all about mindset. So just keep that in mind. Create a mantra for yourself to say something like for me, especially when it comes to workouts, the whole business is about like working fitness and working out and being healthy. And I can't even tell you, like, I will sit for 40 minutes. Like, I don't really want to work out. I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to pick up the weights. I don't want to put away the weights. I don't, like I'll sit there and tell myself all of that. And then finally I get to my mantra and I'm like, just freaking do it. Like, get it over with. And I'm not trying to be like Nike, but they do have a point there. But literally just do it. It's like, get her done. Like, if you're all about it, just get the freaking thing done that you don't want to do so it can be over with. And you can go to bed accomplished, confident, knowing that you're working on something. For those of you that have jobs, like, if there's something that your boss asked you to do and you didn't do it, you will have clocked out, but mentally you're going to think about it all night long. Like, man, I was supposed to do that and I didn't do it. I wonder what they're going to say about it. I wonder this, I wonder that, like it's the same thing with Beachbody, only you're your boss. So just get it done and sleep easy that night, and be peaceful and confident with the fact that you are getting it done. So being productive in life, like, and you'll notice this with challengers, when they've dedicated, and even coaches too, when they have set an organization for themselves, like that day of being organized, or they plan out their meal plans, or they've just committed to doing something and they have a plan for them, they feel amazing about it and they share it with you. They're like, I'm getting back on track and I'm so excited. And it's because it really builds your Sybil's texting me, if you guys didn't know, and she's like, your message makes me want to say swing. And so she keeps texting me and I can't shut my phone down. Let me see. Turn the volume down. So she's messing with me, guys. She's messing with me. But being productive, I get that feeling, just like other people do, of success, and I feel good about myself. And you'll notice that people do that, but they don't stay consistent with it. So know about that feeling. Like, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you've done your power of threes for that day, or your power of fives, or you hit Success Club, or you stuck to your meal plan, or whatever it is, you did something that you were supposed to do, that's going to bring you close to your goal. You feel that warm, bubbly feeling, that's probably gas. I meant the warm, fuzzy feeling in your stomach that makes you feel proud of who you are and what you're doing and what you're representing. That's the feeling I get when I am following a to-do list, getting stuff done, working on my business, rather than being overwhelmed and stressed and rushed and panicked about not hitting Success Club. So I know that if I want to feel that warm, fuzzy feeling more often, I need to be on top of my game. And that means being consistent all the time and having a system down that works for me. Now, you can ask a million people what systems work for them, and you can try a million different things. that someone else told you was the best way to do something. But honestly, just create your own freaking system. Like for me, I have this little book that my coach gave me, and I also have a really expensive calendar book. I'm not the kind of person that likes to write on a calendar book. I don't work well when I do, like, at 7 a.m. I'm going to brush my teeth. At 8:30, I'm going to go poop. I don't work well like that. Like, I can't be scheduled like that. The way that I work is like chaotic, do this, cross it off, yay. That's how I work. I can't be overly scheduled, or else I get neurotic and kind of crazy and then feel like I'm failing myself. I also can't do digital. Something about setting appointments and like things to do on my phone just does not work for me. So I can't manage my time on my phone. I literally have to do it on a piece of paper. And I also have to make sure I only have one thing to write in. I used to have 9,000 Post-it notes, like literally all over the place, everywhere. And I would get overwhelmed because I couldn't find the Post-it note that I wrote my to-do list on. I used to have a ton of these books too, and I had to hide them. So I would stop grabbing the nearest one to me to write my to-do list in, and then I'd forget what book it was in. Like, it was a problem. So I figured out that for me, I just need to have one book that I write in, and I write everything. This isn't just my to-do list. This is my notes. This is my, I need to write a phone number down. This is my everything. So I just write it in there, and I work off of a daily to-do list off of that book. That's not scheduled. Like, I have to write it the night before, and then I have to plan my day the next day. For some reason, planning my day a week in advance does not work for me. It's got to be just the night before, because I am very spontaneous and I like to do different things. And some days I'll just ask my husband on Thursday, hey, let's go travel here or there. And so my time is never, it's just never the same. So for me, it just works best. You have to find what works for you. Now that I switched pages, I forgot where I was at. Another thing is to get clear on what time of day is your sweet spot. Like, this is huge, okay? Because for me, 5 o'clock in the morning, that's my sweet spot. That is when I will work on my business and I will be focused. Because I have no distractions. The husband's still sleeping. The child is still sleeping. It's too early to eat anything, so I'm not hungry yet. I just literally get a glass of water, sit down before I've even brushed my teeth, and I start going to town on working and replying back to messages, setting my posts for the day. And I literally work for about a half an hour. And then I get up and do something I need to do, like start the dryer so I can fold clothes, because I'm a mom and I don't like wrinkly clothes, and I don't iron my kids' clothes or my husband's clothes. I don't even think we own an iron. So I just pop them in the dryer real quick, 5 minutes, and I can, fold my clothes after that. But what I'm getting to is that I'm a busy mom too. So I have to work in increments. I don't have 4 hours I can just sit down and work. Plus, I don't like doing that because it makes me really tired. So I do 30 minutes, get up and do something. And then I dedicate another 30 minutes and then get up and do something. That's how I like to plan my days out. So you have to know, when is your sweet spot? When do you have 30 minutes? Don't try to work when your kids are doing homework. You know that doesn't work. Jared and I have argued about that so many times. Or when it's about to be dinner time. So know your sweet spot. Get clear on what your strengths are. That's the biggest thing. Why work in your weaknesses? You can find somebody to partner up with that is strong in your weaknesses and you're strong in their weaknesses, and help each other out. That's how Jared and I run our business together. He is really organized, whereas I'm not. But I like talking to people. I like getting out. I like doing team calls. That's all stuff that he doesn't like doing. So instead of fighting myself, I let him do that kind of stuff. Like, he came up with most of the team training. He organized it. He put it in files because he's good at that. But I do our team calls because I'm good at that and I like it. So find what it is that you're good at and partner up with somebody that can help you. No, it's almost dinner time. No. Sassy, did you guys hear that? I'm trying to teach him mindset too. It bothers me. Delegate. A big thing I hate doing, I hate cleaning my house, especially when we lived in a 5-bedroom home. Hate it. Just hated cleaning it. I was like, this sucks. So initially I couldn't afford it, but after I started picking up on my Beachbody business, I found somebody within my price range who, that was weird. That's not a jerky that I would get, Sybil. Climax jerky, no thank you. So if you're on the phone, I'm really sorry that you totally missed something disgusting that Sybil did or that she showed us on the computer. So delegate what you're not good at. Ask your spouse to help you. Like, I used to telebeam lasers of like fire to my husband when I would have to ask him to do the dishes. Like, I expected him to like help me out, but he doesn't read minds very well. And so I would be like, hey, I'm working. Can you please do the dishes? I know it's not his favorite thing to do, nor is laundry, but I needed someone to help me so I can accomplish what it is that I'm accomplishing. Same thing with him. We just help each other, and you know, it works out so much better. At one point in time, I did have somebody that cleaned our house though. So maybe you can't afford it now. Eventually you'll be able to afford it. So just have that in your mind, that the things you don't like doing, delegate that to somebody else. If you want to grow in your business and life, you have to have help from people. Don't try to be like how I was in the beginning, where I have a very controlling personality and I wanted to do things the way that I wanted them to be done. But then I got too busy to do it all by myself. So I had to enlist the help of people. I had to let my coaches run some of the challenge groups. I had to, you know, there's a lot of things that had to change because I had to let go of some of that control. So for one, now my coaches are more successful because they took it upon themselves and helped run the challenge groups. And, you know, they're creating their own teams now because when you give somebody responsibility, it helps them to grow. Not to say I made my coaches, but, you know, that's usually how it happens. You give your child responsibility, what happens? They mature, or they totally screwed up. It just really depends on the kid. But know what your favorite time wasters are? For me, I point out my husband's all the time, so I'm going to go ahead and use this for an example. He'll be on his phone, and all I see is, and I'm like, are you Facebook scrolling? And he'll be there for like 30 minutes, and I'll point out to him, hey, you're scrolling. You're totally wasting time. Like, you could have answered 4 messages by that time. He's like, well, I'm looking for things to post. And I'm like, well, stop, you know, scrolling. So with other coaches, they're constantly, I have to organize my home. Like, I know we talked about that before, but that's a time waster. Or I have to clean out my emails, time waster. Watching excessive TV, time waster. Think about all those things and come up with ways to help yourself to avoid those distractions. Like, when you're supposed to be working on maybe getting a schedule together or whatever, planning meals or something, there's actually an app that you can download that'll turn off all of your social media so you can't get on it. So I've known that's helped quite a few people. Man, that was quick. He is out. So look for different ways that can help you avoid giving up cable. That was a big thing that helped us because TV was like ridiculous in my house. Like, we would watch it 6 hours a day. It was no joke. My husband loves TV. So we stopped paying for cable, and that helps us out a lot. Set up a time to take breaks. Like I was saying earlier, the way I work is 30-minute increments. I'll work for 30 minutes. I'll get up and go do something. I'll sit down for 30 more minutes because my brain stays focused for that long. I can do really well, really productive things in 30 minutes and then jump off. And by the time it's bedtime, I'm ready to go to sleep because I've been productive that day. This job or life, it shouldn't be about being exhausted and stressed out all the time. If you know yourself, know how you work, and work your best, life is going to be a lot easier for you. Taking vacations, that's a big part of time management. You need to plan out your vacations. They're huge. They're important. You also need to know, like, are you the kind of person that can, like, bust your butt for 2 to 3 days and work, be very productive, and then take a few days off? Or are you the kind of person that needs to work consistent 3-hour increments every single day, 7 days a week, because that's how you function better? Know it. Know how you work. You can also chunk down your time instead of saying, I need to work 6 hours today, or whatever it is that you have to do. Again, 30-minute sessions or 45-minute sessions. I wouldn't do any more than 45. Your legs start falling asleep. Your blood isn't flowing very well. Like, so get up, move, and then come back. Well, I seem to have a lot more to talk about, but we have less than a minute left. But I'm going to leave it there, or else I'll open up a whole nother can of worms here. So thank you guys so much for being on the call. Before you hang up, please, please, please post your biggest takeaway in the Mission Fit Life Coaches group, because I want to know, like, what I'm saying, because I have to research all this stuff, and I'm like, does this really help? Like, is there something else I should be talking about? So if you have topics that you want to talk about on our team calls, please let me know. Let me know if what I'm saying, if I'm just repeating stuff to you guys, or if you're really getting something good out of it. Other than that, have a good week, and give your congrats to Molly and to Yesenia. Tomorrow their rank will change, and I'll talk to you next week. See you.